Hello everyone, welcome to this new video, and in this video I'm going to show you about R Studio. So it's going to be things that you need to learn and get familiar with R Studio before you start running any analysis. So this is a pretty much an introduction video to R Studio. So how does actually R Studio works? We need to have R Studio, and in R Studio we will import the data files into our R Studio, the data sets into our R Studio. Once we include it into R Studio, we will select packages. We select a module. Okay, so in R Studio, a package consists of information or function that is specific to a particular analysis. So just like in SPSS, if you want to run a certain function or a certain analysis, you select a particular option. So here it is called package. And in R, what we do is we have to write a script. So once you include our data, we have our packages, we have to write instructions to the R Studio telling what to and how to run the analysis. So once the script has been prepared for the R Studio, it can run the analysis. So once it runs the analysis, our job is to interpret the findings. So basically we have to have a data set, we need to select package, and we have to write the script. Okay, so everything has to be done inside R Studio. So that's important. So what is actually R and R Studio? Okay, so you need to have both installed in order to run the R Studio successfully. It is an open access free software. Okay, open access, open source. Okay, it has a big group of people who are working behind it in order to continue giving good quality or provide good services for the particular R. It's used a lot on statistical computing and it's also for programming. Okay, there's a lot of things that you can do with R, not specifically for statistical purposes. There's a lot of things that you can do, and the best thing is for statistical computation or statistical analysis, there are a lot of packages available. Okay, so for example, there is a statistical package for social sciences, SPSS, and then they have hierarchical linear modeling, HLM, and then they have Listral, and then they have AMOS for CFA, and also for structural equation modeling, SEM. So different packages are being catered or designed to meet specific analysis. But in R, you have all the you can run these types of analysis using R. So basically, rather than learning different software and getting different purchasing or running different softwares, you can do all type of analysis within R. So R actually give you the opportunity to do various types of analysis. And also the best part of R is you can make it customized to your the analysis can be customized according to your data. So you can actually select, for example, the estimation methods. You can select what type of data you are putting in, or what type of mathematical equation that you should use, or what is the that is what we mean by estimation. So what are the potential options that's available? So you can actually choose, but in a lot of softwares they are being predetermined. So if you select that is the option that you have to follow. It is already predetermined, everything is already being formulated. So you just point and click, so you have no power or authority to make any changes. Okay, so if you want to learn more of R Studio, this is the link to it. Okay, so what we should know, so this is very basic. Based on my experience, when you're learning R Studio, it can be very intimidating, very scary. You feel like, oh wow, that sounds very difficult, looks very difficult. So the first thing is, in order to avoid these negative thoughts or being fearful of RStudio, it's important to know how it looks, know how to operate the windows or the functions within RStudio. So in order to lessen your anxiety or fear of learning this new software. So how does it actually look like? Okay, so before that, what you should know before you start with RStudio. Firstly, you should know the overview of it or layout of this RStudio. How does this RStudio looks like? Okay, next you need to know how to write a script. Where do we get the script? Because remember, our purpose is, once you have your RStudio installed, you include the data into it. You bring the data into the RStudio. You select packages and you have to write script. So you need to know where to write script and how to write script. Okay. Next is, you need to know how to set working directory, meaning you have to tell the computer where are you going to store all this information that you are writing or you're generating or you're storing. So you need to show a path where all this information will be stored, because when you want to extract information or save information, there should be a place. And finally, you need to know how to install packages. What is a package? Okay, how to get into your RStudio and how to run about it. Okay, so basically these four is very important when you're about to start learning RStudio. So I'll go one by one. Okay, so how does the layout of RStudio will looks like? So this is the layout of RStudio. Okay, so there's actually 4 windows will appear. Since we do not have the script, there is only 3. Okay, there is one. The first one is the console. Okay, where the output will appear. If you notice, it shows that the version that is being used currently. Okay, what is your current version? And then it explains about what is R. Okay, so this is where whatever that you do, the output will appear. Next window is the environment window, which is on the top right corner. Okay, so in here we can look at the list of the imported or created data. Okay, so environment consists of, okay, when you import your data into it, you call in your data into it, that is where it will appear. The history actually lists down all the actions or whatever that you have done, whatever the script that you have written will appear actually on the history. Okay, so it's kind of like keeping track of what you have done so far. And then the bottom is it has files for plots, packages, help and view. Okay, this is kind of like a management folder, management section or window. Okay, so what it has is the folder files are where you can find the folder that you have selected to run or use to run the analysis. Plots, so whatever, if you have generated any plots, it will actually appear on this window. And then packages are the list of installed modules and of analysis. So basically it's pretty much like an important window, okay, towards the right end. It actually provides you with how to bring in or set up your working directory, okay, and how to install your packages. So this is where you try to manage a lot of stuff before you run any analysis. Okay, so how do you actually create a new script in RStudio? Okay, so if you notice, in RStudio there are similar functions, file, edit, code and stuff like that. This is similar to an Excel or a Word document. So when you're creating a new script, what we have to do is go to file, or below file there is a green button, okay, green a plus sign with a white background. So if you click it, if you click on the drop down menu, it will give you our script. So this is what we are going to use. So this is the page or the paper that we are going to use to write our commands or our instructions to RStudio. So once it's being written, it can be used multiple times. You just need to change the name of the variable, for example, or the name of the data that you are using. Okay, so besides you can generate it, you can use it multiple times. So once you click that, you'll have a clean white screen. Okay, so this clean white screen actually provides you with is when with the cursor. So this is where you start to write your or type your uh, instructions to RStudio. Okay, so initially the console window was on top, okay, because there was no script that's been written. So once this script has been inserted, the window goes down. Okay, so if you notice, it is called untitled one, and there is actually a white page. On top of it there is a R in blue. Okay, next is we need to set the working directory, meaning we have to tell the computer or tell the RStudio where are we actually keeping all these analyzed, or all this data to be analyzed, or the script. So you need to tell where is the location. Okay, so to that we need to go to the right, the lowest, or the below, on the right hand side. Okay, so there is a window on the right hand side below. Okay, so it is actually, it consists of which I call it as the management window, which has files, plots, packages, and so on. Okay, so go to that particular window, and towards the end of it, end of the home, there are three dots. Okay, so when you click on the three dots, it will give you go to directory. Okay, so click on it and it will appear where do you want to save or create a new folder. So in my case, I am putting it under documents 2020 on RStudio, called the folder called demo. Okay, so basically all my stuffs will be stored in this demo folder. So once I have clicked on it, it will appear on the home, next to the home. So it's kind of like specifying where do I actually set my path. So initially, if you notice on the very first picture on the left hand side, it just says home. So once I select where is the folder, then it will become home 2020 RStudio demo. So since there's nothing in my demo folder, so here it appears empty. Under below name it appears empty. Okay, now we have selected the folder. Now we have to tell computer, okay, this is where you need to go. So the instruction has to be clear to the RStudio. So we need to specify that. So how do you specify? We go to more. Say under the same window. Under the same window, we go to more. We say that we select set as working directory. So use this folder as my working directory. I've created this folder, and this folder is specific for any analysis or saving any output or generating any new analysis for that particular data or particular context. Okay, so we are setting the path. So once you set the working directory, okay, if you click on it, it will automatically appears on the history. Okay, because this is kind of like the action that you did to start off. So as set WD meaning set working directory. So it's telling that, okay, save it under 2020 RStudio demo. Okay, now the third important element is what is a package. Okay, so packages consist of functions, consist of instructions to run a specific analysis. Okay, because as we said, RStudio can do multiple or numerous stuffs. So in order to tell the computer to run what we want, we need to have specific instructions to it. So where do we get the specific instructions? Okay, we are not going to write any of them. People have done it for us. What we are going to do is we are going to use their functions, their pretty written scripts for us to use. Okay, but they have given us in in a package. So they say that okay, if you want to find this, you have to use this function. If you want to extract information, this is what you have to use. So basically they have listed out what are the potential things that a package can do, but we as a researcher need to write it down and that can instruct the R Studio. Okay, so packages, how do we actually bring in packages? There are a couple of packages that is already available. Okay, these are pretty much like the default variables that comes in when you install R and RStudio for the very first time. So this is all must have, you should have it, so they automatically upload it for you. Okay. If you want to install a new one, okay, a new package, so what you need to go is go to packages, and then they will give you option of install packages. So under install packages, we are supposed to type in the name of the package that we want to use. So where are we installing from? Okay, so there is a virtual library called CRAN. Okay, so CRAN. Okay, so this virtual library consists of different packages, different modules for different analysis. So what we need to do is, if we want to take it, we have to call that particular library, call particular package to come in. So how do you do that? So just type the name of the package and click install. Okay, so the best part is some of them needs multiple packages to run together. Okay, so they have to have, if I need to run from A is dependent on C, so all the C packages will also be uploaded automatically. So that is what we mean by install dependency. Sometimes you need to have 3 packages to run one analysis, for example. So once you click only one of it, the rest might also come in, as because they are dependent on that particular package. So how do we know it is being installed? So on the console, it will run the the script, okay, or it will run the instructions. So basically the red one, do not get feared or do not get anxious when you see the red sign. Mostly it is an error, but when you're installing package, it just kind of like gives us a warning. Sometimes the package is not being updated yet, or your RStudio might be an old version, so it's time to change. So those are the things that we need to that's being presented in the console. So if you know that if it is being successfully installed, you can actually check the list of packages. So under the list of packages, the name of the package, if it appears, then it has been successfully installed. How does this package in R looks like? Okay, so when you click on it, when you click on the package name, this will open up. Okay, so it gives you the description of the package. So in what does it tell us? It tells us what are the possible functions that are available in RStudio and what do they actually meant for. So for example, find duplicates. So it kind of like find that function. Okay, that instruction actually will help RStudio understand to find duplicates in the data set that we have included or imported. Okay, so basically we have to spell it out in a way that the RStudio can understand. Okay, so this the one that in blue with underlined are the functions. Okay, and the description of it is being presented on the next box. So if you further click, okay, if you just say that you click find duplicates, okay, on the blue link, so it kind of like explain further on how to write the script. Okay, so what is the information that you have to give in order to run the analysis. Okay, so for example, find duplicate, so data match variable. So basically you need to tell them, okay, I need to include my data set, and on which one am I actually matching them to see if they are similar or not. Okay, so there are more information that might be requested. And what are the things that need to be included are also being listed under the package description. So the detailed description of the function informs what to include under each of the function will be presented under package. So I hope that it was clear on the basics of R Studio. So before we start analyzing or importing, it's important for you to know what a package is, how to install a package, how to create a new script, okay, how to actually how to set a working directory and how to even go to a directory, okay, and also the layout of the R Studio. So it's important to understand about the package before you start analyzing. Okay, thank you very much.